This meeting is being recorded.
Love it. Hi everybody, and welcome to Tina's. I'm Tanya, and I have been part of this beautiful community now for quite a few years. It's been 4.5 years for me, and I absolutely love our I just love our launches. I love launching new people. It's, you know, there's so much excitement and there's so many beautiful stories to share, and I know Tina is certainly very excited. I actually had the pleasure of meeting Tina in real life this week. We actually had dinner together. We were up her way. I'm down in Wellington, and it was really beautiful to actually meet her because we really just known each other online. And that's, of course, the beauty of this incredible business opportunity that we are part of, definitely. But of course, it's also about those connections that you meet and become real life friends as well, which is really lovely. So you're probably wondering what this is all about, who I am. So what this is all about, this is essentially what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be sharing a little bit about Tina, why she said yes to this, what she's loving about it, you know, really her reason why. And also sharing a little bit around what we do. So there's two things that we do. There's two different ways that we help people. We help people through helping them create a healthier lifestyle, bringing really good health into their lives and their families' lives. And then we also help people by helping anybody grow and generate an income using our program and supporting their customers. So we're really mentoring people in health and in wealth, which is what everybody wants right now. And I'll tell you a little bit about me. So I came in through the health door. I came in as a customer. I started because I was pretty unwell. I had an autoimmune condition. So I had chronic pain every day. I had just exhaustion like I'd never known before. And I had 4 babies. So I knew what that first trimester was like in pregnancy, and I was a lot worse than that. I was really just struggling to get through my day. I was having nana naps were normal. I just was asleep by 8 o'clock at night, and I struggled to get out of bed. And I was just not sleeping well at all when I was in bed. And then, of course, I had all sorts of awful things going on with my immune system. So I had leaky gut, and I had a whole lot of awful things with my skin. I had rashes all over my skin. I had my hair was falling out in handfuls. I had constantly thrush and UTIs and cold sores. I had tummy upsets and headaches, and nausea was normal for me. And my mood was really low. I was just in a really, really awful place health-wise. And I had been searching for something to help me for about 4 years that I'd been diagnosed with it. And I probably spent close to $10,000 just looking for something. And of course, I'm all about natural, and I'd rather do that first than go down the medical model route. But that was, you know, that would have been an option for me, but I was doing everything I possibly could in the natural way because I believe in health first. I believe in supporting our immune system. I believe in supporting your body to find the solution and find the core reason for why we are unwell. And generally that comes back to our gut health. It always comes back to how good are we looking after our immune system? How good are we looking after our gut? Because most of us have poor gut health, and that was pretty much where I was at. So when I found this, I watched my friend who had very similar symptoms going on. She had pain as well, and she also was really tired. Doctors didn't know what was wrong with her. All the tests were coming back negative. And I watched her for about a month taking these fruit and veggie capsules and doing this program. And I'm like, okay, if that's helping you, then this could actually help me. And so I reached out to her, and the rest is history. For me, I started, and after the second day, my energy was amazing. I was bouncing out of bed. I felt like a different person. It was just not me. And then the chronic pain was starting to go after a couple of weeks, and by 2 months it was gone. My hair was growing back and stopped falling out. My skin was clearing up. I was no longer having any health issues. My digestive system was fine. The headaches were gone. I just haven't been sick like I was sick. I've just been so much better now. And I know at the time I would visit my doctor on a regular basis. it was normal for me to visit the doctor regularly. I hardly see my doctor now, hardly. I really only go there for smears and when I absolutely have to. So it's really exciting. And the other exciting thing about it too is that my daughter was also really unwell, and she got them free, as you'll hear a little bit later. And she had a severe anxiety. She was cutting and had panic attacks regularly. And I noticed for her, she was just after a week was coming out of her room. She'd stopped crying. She wasn't cutting anymore. She was a different girl. And I remember her saying to me, she said, "Mum, I feel so positive. What's wrong with me? You know, it's really weird." And I was just so happy, because as a mum, we just want to help our kids, right? We just want them to feel better. And now she's 20 and she's moved, you know, she's been out of home for a while. She's moved down to Christchurch, and she's just so much, she's a different girl. She's copes way better with life, and anxiety is not something that she has to deal with on a daily basis anymore, which is really exciting for us and really exciting for me as a mum to know that she's really good. So let me tell you a little bit about what these are, right? You're probably going, what are these things? So these things, generally, we partner with the Juice Plus company. And the reason that we partner with the Juice Plus company is because they have been around for 50 years. These are essentially the core products. These are our fruits, veggies, and our berries. And they are essentially micronutrients from 33 fruits, veggies, and berries. Now, the Juice Plus has been around for 50 years. So they have an extremely good reputation. They are the most researched product in the world. You ask Siri or Google and they will tell you that. They also are, you know, they have been grown. So everything about this product is absolutely pure. It's fantastic. It's just food. There is nothing else added in it. There is no gluten. There is no dairy. There is no pesticides. It's not GMO modified. It's just pure food. And the beauty of this food is that your body recognizes it. It knows exactly what it is. It knows what it is. And it knows where it needs to be used. So once these, and it's really simple the way it's made too, really simple. So everything has been grown at its peak ripeness. It has been snap frozen within 24 hours to store in and lock in that beautiful freshness. And then within that 24-hour period, it's actually taken and it's been slushed down into a giant slushie. Now we're talking the entire fruit and veggie here. Fruits, the seeds, the skins, the stalks, everything, because most of that is what we throw out. And it is higher in nutrient than the actual fruit pulp itself, which is what we need to be eating, but we're not eating that. So that has all been ground down, and then it's dehydrated at a really super low temperature, so nothing gets destroyed. And it's been popped into a vegan capsule, which is just tapioca. That's all it is. And the reason we do that is because we want to prevent oxidation. You know, you think about anything that you're going to open, when those veggie powders, and you open the packet, within 2 or 3 times you've opened it, it starts being inefficient because the oxygen has got in and it's starting to destroy and kill the enzymes. So nothing is really live. So you're having absolute live nutrients here in your bloodstream. It enters your bloodstream within 7 minutes and it goes to exactly where your body needs it. And we don't know what's going on inside everybody's bodies, but your body knows, because your body is an incredible machine. It knows exactly how to function really well, knows exactly how to heal, and knows exactly how to get rid of toxins. So all we need to do, and what we forget for most of us, we're not giving the environment that it needs to do its job properly. And that's what these beauties right here, that's what they do, is they are just giving it that good, beautiful alkaline environment. They're giving it all the nutrients it needs to function at a really high level. So we are talking not just, you know, hundreds, we're talking thousands, if not millions of phytonutrients inside these babies. That's what's so great about it, right? And really, and I was just talking to Tina about this earlier, we are not vitamin deficient. We are actually nutrient deficient. That's what we need. We actually need nutrients, and nutrients from food, not nutrients from synthetics. Excuse me, Mike. Okay, so our second beautiful product we have, and of course these are all plants, are our omegas. Now I absolutely adore our omegas. These are an omega blend, so they're not just a 3, they're a 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. And these are also cold pressed and are taken straight from plants. We do not use fish. We don't use fish because fish are not sustainable. We don't actually want to take fish out of the sea for oil anyway. And, you know, the other thing is fish is not, omega-3 oil is not actually, it doesn't naturally occur in fish. The fish have to eat the algae to get the oil, and then we have to heat and chemically process it to get it out of the fish, so that by the time it's been put into a capsule, it's rancid. So it's actually not doing our bodies any good at all. It's actually just creating more toxins for our body to get rid of. So these are 100% cold pressed. We grow the algae ourselves in a clean environment, so we're not taking the fish food, and it's all cold pressed and highly efficient. And believe me, these work. They're amazing, incredible little face. And we've also got another 5 plant seed sources in here as well. Now, the other thing that we have, so with our fruits and our veggies, or our fruits, veggies, and berries, when I was talking earlier about my daughter and how you get free products for a child. So our company sponsors every child, so every adult that orders a fruit and veg or a fruit, veg, and berry order, they sponsor a child for free. So how exciting is that? And they get this for free for up to 4 years. Any child between the ages of 4 and 18, they get these for free. And these are just the chewies. So these are exactly the same as what's in the capsules. It's just in a chew form with a bit of tapioca in it to make it chewable for the kids. But we also get them in the capsule form as well for older kids. And I tell you what, we've actually got, because this is a health study, we've got so much research behind that too, how much it's really helped kids. And one of the main things is it creates craveability. Kids actually want to start eating fruits and veggies. Seriously, they start asking for veggies, even if they don't like it. I've seen it in my teenagers, but we've seen it in so many little kids as well, which is so cool. And our last product is our beautiful protein powders. Now, our protein powders are, again, they're just all food. There's nothing added in them. It's high in superfoods, high in pre and probiotics, really high in B vitamins. So all the food in there, that's what this is for. These were designed for our gut health. These were designed to give our body a really good start with our digestive system. And so they're amazing, and they taste great. So, and they're really good for the entire family as well. These, the chocolate, the Dutch chocolate, amazing hot chocolates, healthy hot chocolates for kids. They don't even need to know these are healthy because they're just so delicious. And of course, you know, you can put these in any of our shakes in our program. We use them in baking in our program as well, but they're also really great on their own with the nut milk. And just delicious for any time, for snacks or meal replacements, or, you know, adding extra in as well. So our program, let's talk about our program. It's absolutely free. All you need to have access to our program is just purchase one of our products. That's it. You're not paying for anything else. You don't pay for your coach. You don't pay for your program, and you have lifetime access. So as soon as you're in, you stay in, whether you're still ordering the products or not. And of course, what do we have? We have hundreds of family-friendly recipes. We have meal plans and shopping lists. We also are, and this is really important, it's a holistic program. So we're looking at the mind, the body, and the soul, not just the body. It's not just a body program. We're not just all about looking after our body and losing weight. We're all about looking at health first and wellness on every level, on our mind, on our soul, on our body level, the whole lot. And so that's what this program has. It's also got gratitude journals and grounding and meditation and mindfulness and anything that you can think of that's going to support your general wellness and vitality. We also have a lot of webinars in it as well from professionals in these areas as well. So everything is really it's actually extremely comprehensive program. It's the best one that I have ever seen, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And the bonus, teenagers love the food. So that's really cool, right? So I'm going to now pass you on over to Tina, because I know how much she is loving the program and the products, because we've, you know, been having a few conversations about it. So Tina, I'm just going to spotlight you, darling. If you just want to come off mute. Yay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Would you tell us, darling, how long you've been using the program and the products for, and what your health was like before you started, and what benefits you're noticing now?
Sure. So I think I am in my 3rd week now. I'm not exactly sure of the exact date I started now without looking back, but I know I'm in my 3rd week, and it actually all started for me within 5 days of the program and starting the products, when I woke up feeling like a different person. So that was pretty amazing for me. I was full of energy. I think I actually messaged you, and or maybe it was Tammy that day, and said the amount of energy I have is ridiculous. I just felt completely different. It was just it amazed me. It blew me away. So and it's just got better. It's increased. I'm sleeping better. My mind frame is better. So if I go back to what I was feeling like, and what has changed is, before I started, I was just exhausted all the time. I was tired. I was coming home from work, and I only work at my office job until 3 o'clock. And I was coming home and I was sleeping for at least an hour and a half before I could even get up to attempt to make dinner. I was feeling depressed. I was getting heart palpitations, and that is something that I've had on and off, and I have been to the hospital a couple of times with that. And they've just told me that that's something that I have to deal with, that comes along with stress. So yeah, I think that were the main things, and eating badly and craving chocolate, and I was back to eating chocolate every day and eating unhealthy foods and getting takeaways, and the whole lot. I was just really a disaster, and I knew that something needed to change. And I was so grateful when I found this, and Tammy introduced me to it. Thank you, Tammy. And within 5 days to feel the difference was, for me, it was incredible. And I have been sleeping better. I wake up feeling refreshed, like I'm actually ready for the day. I've got energy during the day to go to work and come home and then keep working and cleaning and everything else that needs to be done. Whereas before I was just struggling to keep up with everything. The cravings have pretty much gone. I don't feel like chocolate anymore. I'm not really drinking as much. I was drinking quite a bit as well. This week, I think this week is the heart palpitations stopped. So that was a big thing for me, because sitting resting is when they would come on. And so I could be walking around doing anything and not feel it. But as soon as I'm resting, heart palpitations, they've finally gone. And I am just now feeling completely different, and couldn't be happier about the product, and excited about being able to help other people, because I know what a difference it makes. And yeah, is that everything you asked me?
Absolutely, honey, that was great. I didn't know anything about the palpitations. It's amazing. And yes, I agree with Tammy. This is so good. I had no idea. It's amazing. I'm so happy that you're feeling that much better.
Yeah, I don't think that's one thing I had mentioned to you both, actually, because it's just something that I have put up with on and off, and there's nothing that can be, well, supposedly nothing that can be done. So yeah, they've gone now, which is amazing, because they're the most horrible thing to deal with, and you can't do anything about it.
I used to have them too, actually. I used to have them as well. But yeah, because it's been so long for me, I'd forgotten about it. So good reminder. And the power of plants, right? The power of fruits and veggies, and changing your diet is just amazing.
There is another thing, actually, is anxiety, because I've struggled really badly with anxiety, and to the point where I just didn't want to go out and socialize. I wanted to stay at home, and I was quite happy just being in bed by 9:30. And the last 2 weeks have probably been the busiest I have been, catching up with people like I did with you for dinner, Tanya, and I've had so much on. And even one of my colleagues said to me, gosh, you're out and about doing all sorts at the moment, aren't you? And yeah, it really is. It's amazing. It's blown me away.
Right, love it.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it? So what is it that you're excited for now? Thinking about, because I know you said yes to the business, and you wanted to generate some more income, but tell us what you're excited about that this business could bring for you, honey. I know you've got a few goals there.
Yeah, so my goal, I'd love to be doing this full time, and I've been looking for something for a long time, for years and years. I've always wanted to be doing something to help people, and I've looked at so many different courses, and I've looked, I think being a personal assistant which is my main job, has been for years, has been what has helped fulfill a little bit of that, because you are helping, you're doing stuff for other people all the time, but I still knew it wasn't what I wanted to be doing, and it wasn't really fulfilling me at all. So I love that I'm now going to be able to help people in their health, and that's the big thing for me, to be able to work from home so I can be with my daughter more, because I see it every day, the 9 to 5, the 9 to 6, the hours, and then you come home, you have dinner, and you go to bed, and you hardly see your kids, and I don't want that with my daughter anymore. So my focus is to be able to do this full time, and spend some more time with her, and hopefully travel a bit if we can, and yeah, just really get a better life balance. That's some of my main goals, I guess.
That's huge. That's a huge goal. And yes, the world is opening up now, apparently. Well, it is in Australia anyway. It's really, we will be traveling. I love that, darling. So we're going to come back to you just at the end, Tina, if you like. Thanks for sharing, darling. I'm just going to mute you, and I will just share a little bit, because I just want to talk a little bit to that around what Tina was sharing about the lifestyle and being able to spend time with her daughter and being able to travel. That was what I wanted. So I had, as you heard about my daughter, she needed me basically, and I had a full-time job when I started this, and I didn't want to be working. I wasn't enjoying my job at all. I had no purpose. I absolutely hated my job. And I wanted something that was going to give me more purpose. I'd come from a social work background, and I wanted to make a difference, and I was not making a difference, not the way that I really wanted to make a difference. Most people did not want my help, and I wanted people who were ready, who wanted to change their life, who wanted to change their health, who actually I could really make a positive difference and make a real positive change. And so when my friend said to me, hey, you know that there's a business behind this, and I was actually able to leave one of my part-time jobs because of it, my ears pricked up, and I'm like, tell me more. I want to know about this. And of course, it ticked every single box for me, because we were also in a situation where we were not getting ahead financially. We were about 10, 15 years away from retiring, and we thought, how are we going to get this life that we want? Like Tina, we wanted to travel. We wanted to travel together, my husband and I. Our kids were older, and we wanted to be able to help them out financially, and just weren't able to do that. But we also wanted to have a retirement fund. We didn't want to live off the government. I watched my mother live on the pension, and it is not easy. She hardly gets any money, and I didn't want that for us. I wanted us to be able to retire early and be able to have financial freedom, but also leave a legacy for our children. So we actually weren't leaving our children with debt. We were actually leaving them with money. And the beauty of this is it's a legacy business. And I loved that. I absolutely loved it. And so, and of course, I was skeptical. Don't get me wrong. I was really skeptical. Even though I jumped in pretty quickly, there was this part of me that I just didn't want to sell anything. And I didn't want to hassle my friends to sell them stuff. I just didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be that person where I turned up to a party and no one wanted to talk to me because, oh my God, there's that crazy first class lady. That was not me. And I didn't want to be that person. And so I actually said to my friend, I don't want to sell. Don't make me sell. Don't make me hassle my friends. And the beautiful thing was I've never had to do that. Never had to do that once. I remember when I started, all I did was, because I was loving the products and the program so much, I just shared that. And I had so many people that were feeling the same way, that were suffering, that were tired of feeling tired, that were tired of feeling sick, that just wanted to have, a better life for themselves and their family. And seriously, that's how I started. That's how I got interest. People were just interested in being healthy themselves and in generating some income themselves. And that's all I did. And of course, once my customers were loving the products, they also realized they could get money back on their products, and they could share something that they were loving because they had so many friends and family that were suffering. And that's all they did. And then I ended up with this beautiful team of women who would just love the products, and also they were my friends. So I got to work with my friends. So I was really excited that I could actually choose who I got to work with every day. Really happy about that. And now I'm actually going to pass you on over to one of those beautiful ladies. And this Tammy has grown to be a beautiful friend. I really knew her because she started through the same time as her sister, and I knew her sister really well. And Tammy and I didn't know each other so well, but I tell you what, we've spent the last 4 years working together, and I love this woman. She's become one of my best friends. And I am so blessed to have her part of what we do. And Tammy actually has she was the one that invited Tina to have a look at this. So I really love it, darling.
Thank you.
Darling. Can you share your story, honey? Is that okay? Why you here and what you're loving about the business?
Yeah. Can you hear me all okay?
We can.
Yes. Good. Sweet. It was a bit glitchy for me before. Okay. Tell you my story in a couple of minutes. Okay. Well, I think a lot like Tina, what she was saying about not wanting to work away all your children's years was a big part of what drove me, I think, in the when I come across this business and when I come across Tanya. My sister was looking at it, and I was just a busy working mum, and I'd come from a very, very heavy work background. Both my kids had started working when they were about one and a half at the most, and I'd worked right through until they were my daughter, who was my youngest, was about 18 when I realized that I was still working. And some of my work had been like 15-hour days and things like that. Like I'd just been way out of the loop of being a mum. So I was really looking for something else. But more than anything, I had a daughter who was really ill from probably really me not being there enough and not seeing what was going on. And she developed quite a few anxieties and eating disorder and gut problems and chronic fatigue and all sorts of things. It was my real driving force to want to get out of work. And then also my other drive was looking for something that was going to help her. So when I came across Tanya, I had two things going on in my life, but I'd actually gone to see her because I was going to talk my sister out of joining Juice Plus. And I didn't know if it was a good idea. I'd done some network marketing before, and it was just like, it's just too hard basket for me, I thought, and probably really too hard basket for my sister. So I went along not realizing that I was going to walk out about 2.5 long hours for Tanya later. I'd asked all my questions, and I had got an order in for the product, and I joined with the business in my back pocket as well, because I just wanted to see if I could also get some money back on my products and just help it pay for itself. So I was always keen with anything that I joined on taking up any kind of a loyalty program or something where I could get a bit of money back. So I kind of looked at it like that. I knew about this kind of business, and but I didn't know if I'd really take it very far or what would happen. But once I got it home, I started seeing some really amazing results in my daughter, and tested it on a few other family members, as some of us do. It's always the best place to start. And I just saw really good changes in everyone. My sister, who I was trying to talk out of it, she was actually suffering from really bad depression and allergies, which I think was related to the depression. And that was just gone in, a matter of the first few weeks. So for me, as her big sister, I was a rock for her a lot of the time, and it was a relief for me to see her getting out on her own. And same with my daughter, I was actually able to go do my work more, but I did realize that I had to do something about getting home more. So just to wrap it up real quick, just in the last, I've been here for over 3 years, but in the last 4 to 6 months, I worked on just wrapping up my day job and getting into this business full time. And so I've just successfully moved up to Northland into a place I really wanted to live. And I've just given myself a few months to treat this like a full-time business and see what happens. And so far it's been phenomenal. And I've met Tina and I've met Stacey and I've met a few other beautiful people that are in here tonight through this kind of manifestation that I had to really launch this and really treat this like a serious thing and see who else's lives I can change. Yeah. So that's it in a nutshell. Did I miss anything, Tanya? I think that's kind of it. Yeah.
Perfect, darling.
Thank you.
So much. Thank you so much. It's amazing. It's amazing. And, you know, just want to say that she's living in her dream house on her dream piece of land, which we all love. So,
Yes.
you know, and one of the things that it did for me too is, you know, I made a decision when I started that I was going to leave my job. And so I started in August and I made a date that I was leaving my job in Christmas. And then my husband and I had a honeymoon and we were getting married in February and we were traveling around Southeast Asia for 9 weeks. And I was told that I couldn't get the time off my job, even though our trip had already been paid for and planned and everything. And what was I going to do? Was I going to choose to just not go and work and throw in all that money and not go on a honeymoon? Or was I going to throw in my job? And so I decided I was going to throw in my job. So I made a date and I had 4 months and I worked really hard and I left my job and we traveled around Southeast Asia and I had this income from this business, and it honestly was the best decision that I ever made because I absolutely am obsessed with this business. And I know Tammy knows how obsessed I am with this business, but it's because of how much change I have seen in women. And, you know, that's my biggest reason for doing this was because I wanted to help so many people. And I see so many women come from so many different backgrounds of really a lot of trauma, a lot of family violence, a lot of addiction, gangs, even poverty, you know, even solo mums on the benefit that have got off the benefit. I mean, honestly, the amount of women that I have seen that this has literally changed their life. And Tammy is just one of those women that have changed their life with this. But, you know, it's phenomenal what this can do. So, you know, don't ever feel like, oh, that can't be me. I have too much going on in my life, or, you know, I've got, you know, you can be at any stage in your life. You can have very little experience, you can have zero experience. You know, you can be a lawyer or a CEO of a really top company, or you can be a house cleaner, or, you know, a mum, or, you know, it doesn't matter what you do. At the end of the day, anybody can do this business because you get mentored. And that's what I love about this too. And everyone has exactly the same opportunity as everyone else. And it is such an incredibly low investment. When you think about how much it costs to get into a business, $300,000 to $400,000, for literally, you know, $165 plus GST, you've got your own business. Just like that, you can generate as much income as you want because it's unlimited. And that's what I love about this. So I'm just going to pass you on over to Tina now. And I just want to finish off with beautiful Tina. Darling, is there anything else that you'd like to say to your friends and family that are here tonight? Hang on, sorry, sorry, Stacey, I was meant to.
Stacey,
to talk, Stacey. Here we are, we've got Tina.
Stacey can talk if you like. Thank you for joining. As we've been going along, we've had a couple of messages of people that haven't been able to get on or use thought they were waiting for a link. So it's quite nice that it can be shared after because it's recorded. But yeah, I mean, one thing I meant to mention before as well as which Tanya said about the free kids products. So I actually got my daughter Sammy is taking them, and the difference in her is also amazing. So from a kid that, I wouldn't say kid, 13-year-old that wanted to sleep till 10, 11 o'clock in the mornings on the weekends and was struggling to drag herself out of bed for school, she's wide awake every morning at 6:30, 7 o'clock. She's the same. She's full of energy and she's not eating as much. She has actually lost I think she said she's lost 4 kg since we started it, which is great. She didn't really need to lose weight, but she had a little bit that didn't need to be there. And she looked fine, but you know what I mean by that. But yeah, I mean, for me, I guess I'm excited. My big excitement about this is to be able to help people. The biggest thing I love is that it's not a business that's pushing people to do it. Like, I'm not going to be out there trying to say to people, buy, like you see a lot of these types of networking businesses do. And it's really up to me how I manage it. It's like Tanya said, it's my own business. So if I help one person a month, I help one person a month. And if I help 10, I help 10. It's really up to me how much I do. And to me, that's huge as well, because I wouldn't have been interested at all if there were targets and not targets, but deadlines. If there were deadlines, you have to do this by a certain date and you have to make this many sales and you have to, I would have just said no. So I love that it's all natural. I've got the freedom to run it how I want. And yeah, I'm super excited to see where it goes. So yeah, that's probably all I have to say, I think.
Great, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. So didn't she do well? She did amazing. She was nervous too. You wouldn't have thought so. No, but you did great. You did great. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. You know, I know that you have really supported Tina a lot, and she really appreciates it. If you've got any questions, we are more than happy. Tina and I have had this conversation, and we're more than happy to open this up. If anyone has any questions now, please feel free to pop them in the chat, and we're happy to answer your questions. Otherwise, you can come off mute and just ask them yourself. You don't have to put your camera on if you don't want to. It's up to you. But otherwise, if you don't want to ask them in here, then please just send through your questions to Tina. She's more than happy to help you answer, and she's got Tammy and myself to support her to answer those questions if she doesn't quite know how to answer your questions. But you know, one of the things that we just want to let you know about is it doesn't matter where you're at and you know what you've got going on. No questions are too silly. You know, if you really feel like this could be something for you and you do have some burning questions here, please don't be afraid to ask and get them answered. That might not be for you, but you might know someone who this could really support. And either way, let Tina know, because you know that's what we want to do. Is we want to help as many people as possible. I know Juice Plus has a massive mission of helping 10,000 families. And you know, obviously we can't help that many because there's only a few of us, but we want to help as many families as we possibly can. So if that means that you know your family are going to benefit health-wise and wealth-wise from this, then hey, we're all for it. So thank you for listening tonight. I don't see any questions. It's all good. Have a beautiful evening, everybody. See you later.
Yeah.